Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Happy Boxem office hours.
BOH, second BOH of 2025. It's
Absolutely.
we created the OCM acronym as well this morning too for offer count movement on Keepa OCM. Good OCM.
Just arbitrarily make way too many acronyms so no one can understand what you're saying.
BOH doesn't really. That's not necessary one. Filipina, you've been out of office a little bit. Well, welcome back, Filipina. How are you?
Welcome back. Yeah, so let us know what questions you guys got. If you're watching on the replay, make sure you try Boxem for free. We got lots of cool new shipping features that you guys have been liking so far. Kind of navigating a lot of the new changes that Amazon is requiring. Some cool stuff like being able to choose different fulfillment centers to save me a little bit of money on shipping. And lots of analytics are very soon to come. Plus, we got all the basic analytics and all that kind of stuff ready for you as well. So if you make FBA shipments, you list FBM items, and you want to know how much money you're making, or just want to do one of those things, then try Boxem for free. And I'm pretty sure you'll like it.
Yeah, hit up some RA too. RA is so easy right now. Red tag clearance at Marshall's, yellow tag clearance at TJ Maxx started yesterday too. It's like reading some blogs about that and everything too. So yeah, RA clearance is super easy right now. As well. Yeah, we got the Boxem logo, guys. We're coming up in the world right now. I got the Boxem logo right above me.
Very official, very official. What up, Malik? Good to see you again, man. What up, Armand?
What up, GH?
The legend, Armand. Armand, what'd you finish at in 2024? How much you ended up selling?
Dude,
I know you had an awesome December.
Right yeah, so James right here in the chat. So he had 3 listings 2 days ago, and now he has 21 listings up. So that's a beginner that's massively taken action. Finding that many ASINs is incredibly impressive.
Bang. Good work, James. Why use Boxem instead of the way Amazon has? So the Amazon way is a lot of extra steps, so it basically wastes your time. If you like wasting your time, then sure, it's probably a good option for you. And you also might be able to track your profit, right? So you won't know how much money you're making if you're just using the Amazon flow. Plus, you can use 2D barcodes through Boxem as well, which is something you literally cannot do on Amazon, and that'll help you make sales a couple days faster on average. So basically just buys your time back and makes you some slightly faster sales as well.
Yeah, it's also just easier to manage inventory too in Boxem as well. The Amazon shows kind of a bunch useless metrics, so it makes it easier. There too. I'm from Pakistan. Sounds good. Good to see you in here. Love cricket, LC. So I've had a lower price and faster shipping time than the person in the buy box, but still haven't gotten the buy box. Why is that? So Willie, interestingly enough, man, you might just not be buy box eligible on that ASIN yet. As a beginner, you typically don't get buy box eligibility until you have 10 listings up. And it's been a week with your shipping settings correct, right? And then once you have it, you typically don't lose it. I'd bet it's probably that though, Willie. Go on your Amazon seller app and go to your inventory page and click into the inventory, click into that item essentially, and see if it shows featured offered eligible. No, I bet that's the case. And I bet that's why you're not getting buy box on that item. Turn on a repricer too, Willie, as well. You're in here asking good questions all the time, and I think that'd be pretty helpful for you too. That can help get buy box eligibility as well. And then once you have them, or once you have it, you typically just have it.
Yeah, if you're you said you're the fastest shipping time, so probably not. But if you're FBM, it might be an FBA listing.
That's all.
You can check the buy box stats as well on that, Willie. Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is that now that I think about it. Yeah, because if you have your shipping template set up correctly, you probably are buy box eligible. Does Boxem connect to the seller account automatically? Yeah, you got to click a button or two, but yeah, it starts immediately.
Yeah, it'll just load everything in there. Up to 24 hours if you have a whole bunch of products, but if you're on the newer side, it'll be quicker than that. On that buy box topic there, buy box eligibility just means you're able to win the buy box, right? As a brand new seller, Amazon tends to want to see you make a sale or two on something, so I know they can trust giving you the add to cart button. That's the buy box, right? If you are having trouble with that, sell on listings that are buy box suppressed. Like Janelle, here's another question that kind of goes right into it, right? So if you see on the listing that there's no add to cart button and it just says see all buying options on the listing, that means that basically customers are going in and manually choosing who they want to buy from. And so you're on a level playing field. As a brand new seller, those are great first items to sell. There's lots of buy box suppression on auto ungated brands too. I've noticed. So Stafford, 32 degrees, all that kind of stuff tends to have some of those super beginner friendly listings. So you can start getting buy box eligible on a lot of stuff.
Should I FBA or FBM? I don't have much capital. So you should FBM most of your OA products or RA products if you can see other people FBM in them, and then do some used books too, and you can totally FBA those. But the cool thing is if you don't have money, used books tend to be free.
Yeah, we're $1 at the thrift store, that kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, KJ, how do you start? Yeah, so the super basics, KJ, you need SellerAmp and Keepa for sourcing. It's $40 a month. You use Boxem for like managing your business, sending in shipments, all that good stuff, kind of the whole back end. As far as getting the ball rolling, like right now, there's lots of like retail arbitrage sales going on. Like if you have a TJ Maxx nearby you, they're having like their biggest sale of the year. So you can pull out the SellerAmp app, start scanning stuff on the shelves, start seeing what's profitable on Amazon, take some of that stuff home and just list it on Amazon. Create those shipments with Boxem, basically send it in, see how fast you can make some sales, that kind of thing. The biggest thing though is just to kind of get that hands-on experience, whether you're looking in stores or you're looking through storefronts of people who are doing, like, you can start with auto ungated brands. You can search auto ungated sourcing. There'll be videos of us finding some of those brands. You can do it from home as well. But the big thing is just prioritize spending money as fast as possible so you can kind of prove the concept to yourself.
Boxem is only for FBA. Nope. So Boxem has FBM capabilities too. And all the analytics and such that we're adding is going to be FBA and FBM too. How do you scale FBM? There's only two ways, right? You can buy more of what you already are selling, or you can find additional new profit ways to list. So a combination of both of those. But I've done, thousands and thousands of FBM orders even I've done over 1,000 FBM orders in one day before. Like, there's massive opportunity with this stuff. But this time of year, you primarily do FBA. Unless it's a listing you could see people FBM on, which there are a bunch of those. Wholesaler OA, yeah, OA. If you're asking that question, OA for sure. You're probably not ready to make a bunch of cold calls and everything. We did the past 2 days. We did post a good buy box bandits on how to get started as beginner seller and how to start wholesale as existing arbitrage seller too. So you guys should check out those as well.
Nice. Ooh, Armand did 1.8 last year. That's what's up, man. Yeah, trying to double it this year. Yeah, I believe you got that. You got that. Toss up push extra hard for 4 mil, maybe. That'd be nice.
Yep. You send your FBM to prep. You can do that. A lot of bigger sellers do that. I recommend holding it on to doing it yourself as long as possible, but it kind of depends what your goals are too. If you want a little bit more free time or if you want a little bit more money, right? And you kind of just got to consider which one of those you're optimizing for and then make that decision accordingly. If you're looking for more time, delegate the prep, right? If you're looking for more money, do it yourself, right? Or a combination of both.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. You have an ACE split between FBA and FBM. Sold out of FBA, haven't sold any of the FBM. Yeah, so it probably sounds like some listings, and you can see this on like the buy box stats. You'll see if any of the sales are going to FBM sellers. Sometimes it's just like there's a ton of FBA sellers, and Amazon tends to want to trust giving those sellers priority because it's faster shipping and Amazon's customer service instead of just like third-party sellers. So yeah, sometimes those listings you're just going to have to sell FBA. So I would just take those and FBM, especially since you already sold them FBA.
How long does it take to get ungated? In many things, it'll be instant, like J. Crew and Stafford and 32 Degrees. Those will be right away, right? But for most brands that do require purchase documentation, it's going to be a week or two and typically 5 to 10 submissions per brand of that purchase documentation in there. Yeah. And we can't stress enough, if you guys are, completely new sellers or an existing seller and you're not making the money you want to make, but you have discount stores locally to you, get out there and do some RA. Get out there and do some RA.
Yep. Let's see. Getting toys, coffee, and grocery. Any of those sound good, man. Yeah, like the type of product you start selling doesn't necessarily matter so much. You're just buying good data. So if you know anything about like a certain product category already, just like personally, that's a good place to start. Otherwise, just dive into storefronts of people who are selling auto ungated brands or easy to ungate brands. And if you need to know what those are, there's videos of Miles and I both digging through a lot of those products. You kind of see what to start out with.
It says in my case, I can find 10x the amount of FBM products. How do you find more FBA leads? So I think you're doing the math wrong on FBA stuff because the costs are going to tend to be just about the same in almost every case on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you do have a TJ Maxx very close. Yeah. Go just get some hands-on experience, Alejandro. Go spend like $100 on products in store. Buy 2 of this, 1 of this, a couple of this, like kind of get that hands-on experience, and you'll be able to get the ball rolling pretty soon. Day 2, having your account up, still haven't sold anything. Yeah, auto ungates are great to start with, Mike, because it's like the lowest hanging fruit. You're not gonna have to wait for Amazon to approve you on any of those brands. In the meantime, though, start sourcing anything that is gated, but you're allowed to apply and just get like 10 units of it, especially with if you can find that profitably already. Stuff like Nautica or Gap, stuff like that's a good example of kind of some
Yeah, those are so easy to find profitable because they just come from the brand website. When listing a product, can you explain a little bit about the price of the product? Yeah, so just look on the Keep It chart and see where the buy box is consistently going, or just match the current buy box. Over time, you're going to get a little bit more sophisticated from a pricing perspective, but when you're a complete beginner, just start out doing that.
How to optimize shipments with new flow. So yeah, Filipina. I'll show you guys probably my favorite feature of the new Boxem shipment flow. So you can see on step 3, after you've gone ahead and like created the actual shipment, you can see the 3 different options basically for where you want it placed in the country, and you're basically just able to pick the cheapest from there, right? So, and this one I was shipping it from like an example address in New Mexico. It was 2 boxes. All of them were coming on one shipment, no matter how I split it here. And so I can see, all right, even though this is the highest placement fees, because the shipping fees are so much lower than shipping to Florida or Tennessee, that's my overall cheapest option, right? So you can kind of price compare, and I get 3 options instead of just 1. So that's pretty cool. I would play around with that if you guys have not yet.
Signing up, do I need a credit card? I don't think so, but look on Google. I think you can just use any card on there. You guys coming to ASC in August? Hell yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is some game too, now that I think about it. There's a couple good brands where the new is gated, but people buy collectibles of them and they're hella profitable for like toys and like stuff like that. I found some like fire leads this morning with that strategy. So that technically is an auto engate for people. You just sell the collectible ones, honestly.
Should you always match buy box or benefit to going a bit lower? So if you go like 1 penny, 5 cents, a dime cheaper than anybody else, you're probably not going to make any extra sales. It's like kind of a common misconception. If you can undercut by like $1, $3, that kind of thing, and there's a legit reason, like it'll make you kind of get all the sales you don't think people can follow you down, then that would be like a legit business reason why you'd want to do that. Typically, though, you're just going to want to match buy box or even set it above the buy box price. Because like I was talking about, the buy box will rotate between generally the same prices. So you might be able to make a sale, 50 cents more expensive than somebody else, and you're not causing price wars and that kind of stuff doing it that way.
Says match the buy box, be a man. I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I used debit cards. Okay, cool. So you can use debit card. Fire. That's what I thought. Yeah, because I did not have credit cards when I opened my Amazon account. I didn't even start credit until I was like 20. You guys are the goats. Appreciate you, PETA. Appreciate you. That's love, family. That's love. Do they all need the same item? It's technically no.
Technically not, yeah.
I do the same one though. It's way easier. Yeah.
Yeah, just make it as easy as possible for them to approve you, right? Like technically you can use 10 different invoices, 1 product, or a whole bunch of different items, but all those are just going to add a little bit of extra complication when they're reviewing it. You can find something that's profitable you can buy 10 of.
Thanks. Of course. Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, whatever you guys need. If you want like in detail stuff, I have a 8-hour free course on YouTube you guys should check out. For those of you guys on TikTok, it's linked in the bio too as well.
Yep. Yeah, and I dropped a full free course today as well. If you guys haven't checked that out, so we both
check that out too as well.
Got some major value for you guys. No reason to not know what you're doing in 2025. Let's see. I don't think we hit this from Malik. How much did you buy if you tested a listing? It's good, especially if you have a whole bunch of sales a month and good offer count movement. It sounds like a good item in that case, man. If you've already tested it, then you should know exactly how much to buy, right? You tested it, you sold your 10 units in a week. All right, you buy at least 40, right? Because you probably want a month worth of stock. Now, a lot of times when you're buying items, you might adjust that number up or down. Kind of the default for me is I'll buy a month of stock and then I'll change that up or down depending on some different circumstances. Like maybe I think the lead was too easy to find. Like, it's just like on a sale, no coupons, no, discounted gift cards, that kind of thing that made it a lot harder to create. Maybe I buy a little bit less because I'm less confident in it, right? On the flip side, if it's like tons of really good sales or the seasonality is coming up and it's going to be a more limited time opportunity, I'll probably buy a lot more at once because that's kind of my one shot at having that price or really being able to take advantage of an opportunity.
What sourcing strategies to find the most FBA leads? Yeah, storefront stock, sellers that you see making money. Like they're DZ, and you might be using fraud labels by accident if everything makes so much more sense. FBA, like if you're buying labels from like some sketchy, I'm being honest, that's really the only case where something would be qualified as an FBM lead, or if you're drop shipping, I guess. right there. But yeah, there shouldn't be much of a difference on, 98% of items. And the biggest difference should be like a couple bucks, honestly.
Generally
So
going to
it's
be
the
the same,
exact same
yeah.
methods. Yeah, exactly.
Like really cheap items probably make a lot less sense to FBM.
Yeah.
More expensive might make a little bit more sense to
And
FBM.
if there's they're a little lighter and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too.
Like you can make some money FBAing like $9-10 items if you get it at the right price. You're probably not going to make too much money FBMing that, but that's kind of the only exception there. What category is good for a beginner to start with? Anything that you want to dig for, right? Like if you kind of know something about a certain category already, that's good to start with. Otherwise, just start diving in on a lot of the brands you see us sourcing. Just kind of source based off that. You're going to do reverse sourcing. Just dive in with SellerAmp right there.
Yep, I got negating a couple brands. Should I focus on selling those brands or work on negating? Ungate what you find profitable, and then sell what you find profitable. Congrats on the engage. That was this man. But regardless, you're right. That was this guy here. But no, you're in the right. You're on the right track there for sure. Never quit. I wanted to last May. Ended up. So you wanted to quit last May, but you didn't. Yeah. On your ungating invoices, just make sure either the name or your storefront name are the same, or business name are the same thing, or just put both on there. But at least one of them has to be on there. Yeah. At least one of has to be on there. That's good that you didn't quit, man. What type of numbers are you doing now? My good FBM leads are almost exclusively small, oversized to large, bulky with shipping and B fees. See, that is an incredibly high IQ take right there. See, so that makes perfect sense then on that. Okay, Dine and Stein, hell yeah. All right, that makes a lot more sense.
There's some monsters scrolling through TikTok every now and then. I was hitting a TikTok live yesterday, and somebody had done a couple mil, another guy had done like 700K. Like, yeah, there's lots of great Amazon sellers crushing it these days.
Brittany, what's up, Brittany?
Yeah, so let us know if you guys have any other questions about selling on Amazon, using Boxem, making FBA shipments, all that kind of stuff. We're happy to help. Yeah, it was super good to see a bunch of you guys on the free class on Tuesday as well. Yeah. Great vibes. Excited to carry that into the next couple months here. And yeah, like we've been saying, make sure you're taking advantage of all these New Year's opportunities. The retail arbitrage sales are going crazy. There's still lots of good online arbitrage sales to take advantage of. A lot of wholesale accounts, probably some new sales reps looking for some people to lock in for the year so they can get their commissions up. Like January is where everyone's kind of working their hardest, right? So there's the most opportunity for you guys to take advantage of on all fronts right now.
Yep. Do I need an LLC to start selling Amazon? You do not. Yeah. So I'm actually dropping a YouTube video here in a little bit that breaks down the cost to start selling on Amazon. And yeah, you don't need an LLC. So all you need is an Amazon seller account, which is $40 a month, and then SellerAmp and Keepa for that stuff. In terms of getting going with prog research, managing your business through Boxem, FBA shipments through Boxem, so on and so forth. So actually be on the lookout for that YouTube video. That'll help you solve some of that stuff a lot quicker as well. How do we calculate FBM shipping? Aha, that's a very good one. So that's a little bit complicated, but I do have a guide for you guys that makes it really easy. Just go to howtofbm.com and that'll have a full guideline on FBM shipping. It's actually really easy when you use the guide that's on there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Best website to get in the UK. Not sure, man, but any major website, right? So I guess like Boots or drawing a blank on some of the other big UK retailers, but any of those that Amazon has seen and can trust before will work. Basically any of those, yeah.
You listen to the new LiAngelo Ball one?
What?
Oh, you got yeah.
Like an album or what?
I gotta put you guys on game. Yeah, you gotta listen to LiAngelo Ball's new song. Put you on game. That
was out of left field. That's out of left field.
We owe it to our audience to bring as much value as possible.
Gated and everything. Yeah, that's normal. Okay, so everything Amazon just wants to make sure that people aren't able to hop on Amazon and sell, the biggest brands that they created in their garage or bought from Alibaba, and they're obviously fake, right? So just submit the invoices wherever you're buying them profitably. Kohl's, Walmart, Walgreens, whatever website you're sourcing from, you'll be able to submit that, and you'll get ungated.
Yeah, see BD Bros hip right there. Yeah. Quickest way to ungate many brands. Yeah, so both of us have a big list of auto ungate products. You could even just Google it too, like Fields of Profit auto ungate, Flush Miles auto ungate, and you'll see it in there. And we also have YouTube videos sourcing exclusively auto ungate products too. You guys should check out too. for that. Yeah.
Mike said that's his anthem. Mike might be hip.
Hey, that's W take right there for Mike, right? That's for sure a W take. Yeah.
I like that. Keep a method on the webinar was extremely powerful. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah. So I think the next free class for you guys, if you missed the last one, we'll be jumping into a lot of the same sourcing info. You guys have been really loving it, and yeah, that'll be on Wednesday the 22nd. So you guys can keep that in mind if you want to make sure you don't miss the next free class.
What's a good way to ungate beauty products? You're probably auto ungated in beauty, honestly. It's just going to be on a brand basis for some brands, right? A lot of the big ones. And the way you're going to ungate that is just from a big retailer or the brand website. So Ulta, Sephora, or the brand website, nice and easy, or any other, like I'm sure CVS sells a lot of beauty stuff, Walgreens, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll get those nice in there. And really the way to ungate anything is to buy 10 plus of it from a big website. Like any of those places. What's
the best for product sourcing? Yeah, Mark, just dive into to storefronts of people who are already successfully selling on Amazon, and you'll use SellerAmp to do that. If you look up like online arbitrage product sourcing, it'll be either Miles or I that pops up, and just watch that, whatever that video is. YouTube decided that is the most useful one.
Yep. Can you list a product, and if it's not selling, can we take it down? Yeah, theoretically, you could do that with pickup orders as well, or just stuff in stock your local store. Do you have a big list of retailers that you can ungate with? Yeah, you're overthinking it, man. So any brand website, and then any website you've heard of. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of thing where like stuff just works. You know what I mean? Like big websites and any brand website, and that pretty much covers everything. That's anywhere really you would be buying from. The only ones that I would say might not work are like the mom and pop, like websites of stores that have like 1 or 2 brick and mortar locations. Like anything that's nationwide, you'll be able to use.
Yeah. How do you find the best price for the products you're selling? Yeah, good question. So that's going to come down to any of the discount methods that you can take advantage of, right? So easy ones are like clearances, sales, coupons, that kind of thing. The stuff that'll really scream, hey, here's how you get this cheaper, right? Also like loyalty rewards programs and cash back and discounted gift cards, all that kind of stuff. I got a free document that I'll drop in the chat for you guys if you want to check that out. There's 12 different kind of discount methods you want to make sure you're taking advantage of.
So Walgreens would give me an invoice if I were to online on our receipt. Nope, you'll just use the email confirmation. Difference between restricted and requires approval. Yeah, restricted means you can't sell it. Requires approval means you can go ahead and apply for it and get approved. Yeah. 3,000 off the start. Oh yeah, totally, man. Yeah, like we got literally.
I think that's our combined startup budget.
Well, exactly, right. Yeah, so you can totally get going with that stuff. And the nice thing is, literally every single one of you guys watching this can quite literally start for $0 and go out and do retail arbitrage today with the SellerAmp free trial. You don't even need your Amazon account open, and you can get some listings up ASAP on products you obviously buy. So you would need some capital right there. But in terms of like actually taking the first couple steps in a risk-free manner and finding some good products, that'll be the way to do it. How do I determine whether to send a product as FBA or FBM? What factors should I consider? So definitely the profit numbers between the two fulfillment types, but primarily, you know what I mean? You want FBM as a beginner, but not every item is FBM friendly. Not every item can be FBM, right? And that comes down to utilizing the buy box statistics within SellerAmp and seeing if there's other people selling that item FBM and getting buy box FBM, which most likely on some listings will be the case. Some listings won't be the case. So kind of the profit, but the majority of it is going to be whether or not there's other people FBM in that item. Yeah. Yep. Don't have good invoice and sucks when you get rejected. No, getting rejected is completely normal. Keep submitting and you'll get approved.
Yep. How do you split up the starting cost? Yeah. So it's $20 a month for Keepa, $20 a month for SellerAmp. $50 a month for Boxem. That's like your software. And then if you have got like $1,000 or so bucks left for inventory, up to whatever you have left. That's kind of that's kind of it, right? Maybe you spend like $200-300 on all the supplies you need. Boxes, poly bags, label printer, that kind of thing. You can use the home printer you already got at home if you have that. That'll reduce that type of budget right there. But yeah, it's just the basic supplies and software, and then the rest you just spend on inventory.
Please explain buy box. Yeah, it's the buy it now option on Amazon. So basically when you go to buy a product on Amazon, you'll see that little white box that is the add to cart button and a price and a seller. That's the buy box. The buy box just rotates to everyone that's priced competitively and has good delivery dates. So if you're price competitively on listing, you'll go ahead and get the buy box on it. And it also is a little bit geographically based. So if I'm in Florida, you're in California, we're probably going to see different sellers in the buy box as well.
Yeah. How many hours do you spend sourcing every day? As many as you can, Malik. Early days, it's a lot, right? Because you want to kind of get the, you want to accelerate the learning process. And the only way you can do that is by looking at as many listings as possible. These days, it's not so much, right? Because we know how to kind of go back to the same websites and rebuy the stuff we've been, sourcing, or the same sale rows background. We just filter down that like SellerAmp Google sheet down to the stuff we've already sourced. And you can kind of like hire people to do some of the more like day-to-day tasks, which is something I've definitely taken advantage of too.
Best way to see what variation is selling best on SellerAmp, scroll down and take a look at the chart on SellerAmp, and it's going to change on a variation basis. Yeah, so like the sales rank holds consistent for the entire listing. Meanwhile, the chart on SellerAmp showing the price action and the offer count action is going to change based on variation you click, and that's how you're going to tell variation performance the best way, in my opinion.
Yep. Oh, let's see. Yeah, not right now. Okay. That would be cool though. Yeah. It's kind of resource intensive. Let's see. When you list your product, Amazon says your account does not qualify. So if they're letting you apply, like they're letting you submit documents, that kind of thing, that's normal. It just means Amazon wants you to prove that you're not buying fake products. If it doesn't let you apply for the brand, then that brand is not accepting applications right now. And you can look at some of the other brands that are.
Says low key or change to the variation data has been a game changer. Great job on that. Appreciate you, family. Appreciate you, DNS. DNS reviews. So are you doing Amazon influencer, or what are you doing on this page? You have this review page here. Oh, you have okay. You might not even have any posts. Okay. You're doing something good, because I know what you're talking about with selling on Amazon, man, for sure.
How do you win the buy box? So there's several factors that go into it. The two most important by far are shipping speed. So either you have kind of a really good dialed in FBM shipping template, or you're more likely you're probably just using Amazon FBA. Like we're talking about, some listings you need to be FBA to win sales. And the other portion is just, do you have a price that's within 1% or 2% of the current buy box price? I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that, because we're getting a lot of questions about buy box rotation and stuff. So on SellerAmp, see like a listing that is number one, auto on gate brand, right? You can see down here on the SellerAmp buy box stats, you can see like the type of seller that has won the sales. So you can see FBA sellers are making the sales recently. There's an FBM seller. So you can see this is fairly FBM friendly, right? Lots of these sales are FBM, maybe a little bit more FBA friendly, but it seems pretty even. Some listings are going to open up and it's not going to say any FBM there at all. You're probably just going to have to send those into Amazon FBA, and that's where sending those Boxem shipments will come in handy.
This is my burner account because I got banned. Damn, man, you're exposed to the burner account there. My burner account. Y'all not finding that one. How long did it take to reach 3K profit per month? Like I'd say like 45 days, but like I was going super. Oh, you're my dog. You're previously Adam Boston. All right, no, you're allowed to have a burner account in the stream. That's for sure. Yeah. Why did you get banned though?
It's funny. Yeah, 3K month profit. For me, it was a little while just because I didn't have very much money. I was just selling used books and stuff. But if you're getting after it with online arbitrage and stuff like that, you're spending like 9 or 10K on products, which might sound like a lot, and it will feel like a lot in the first couple weeks, but you'll realize it's not that crazy. Had a good conversation with a student named Ryan. He did like 60K his first 90 days. I'm gonna put that up on YouTube. He had a kind of cool, like a lot of stuff, like Miles was talking about earlier, like just kind of pretending you're sourcing, seeing how it would go, that kind of thing. He's doing a lot of that beforehand. Just kind of like set yourself up to find success, and you can hit those milestones pretty quick. I mean, like you can make a ton of money with one brand. You can make $0 with 1,000 ungated brands, right? Like a lot of people like don't let ungating brands feel like it's progress in your business, right? Selling profitable items on Amazon is progress. So it doesn't don't set a goal around how many random arbitrary brand ungates you can get.
Bullying apparently calling out gurus. Hey, as long as we're safe, man. As long as we're safe. What does ROI mean? Return on investment, family. So like the percentage you get back on top of what you spent. So like a 30% ROI would be spending $1 and getting back $1.30, right? AKA 30 cents of profit right there. Yeah.
Yep. Good goal profit in the first month. Whatever makes sense for you, man. Yeah, like Some people's goal is to build a big, massive empire. They're going to want to get that number as soon as up as high as possible. Like, it also depends on how much money you have to start. Like, if you have $2,000 to start and your goal is to make $10,000 in the first month, that's just not possible, right? Like, it's all very. It depends on your situation.
Yeah. What about Walmart? Oh yeah, selling on Walmart's dope too. Yeah, Warner has a good video on YouTube you guys should watch on that. If I invest 100% of capital into products, how many sales could I do in 1 month given Amazon pays out biweekly? Well, it depends how much capital you have, but it also, like, on a sales cycle basis, your first sales aren't going to be paid out within a month. So you'd only have like one capital cycle essentially in there.
Yep. What up, David? I like announcing that you made it to the call. That's good. That's good energy right there.
Yeah, cool. I appreciate everyone tapping in today. Yeah, we got Mike's one right there. So yeah, Warner dropped a big. All right, laundry's done too. Laundry's done as well, right? So we appreciate y'all tapping in.
I'm gonna keep staying live. I'm gonna pop a TikTok stream up here. We'll let you pop out though. I'll keep the party rolling here. Yeah.
Have a great one.
I'm gonna see if I can de-link your channel so people aren't confused when they're clicking in. But
I don't think you can. Oh,
here, I'm gonna try your Twitter and we'll see if it breaks something.
No, I did it. Yeah, I did.
You did it? Okay.
All right. Oh, I'm still in here though.
We're
all
good?
right, y'all be great.
Cool. Sweet. Yeah. So I'm gonna hang out for a little bit longer. I'm gonna pop a TikTok stream up here as well though. So yeah, keep rolling with the questions. Let me know I can help out with. Pop up a little TikTok stream. I like just doing those kind of solo when we're doing these as well. Can you show an example of what columns would be included in a Google Sheet? Yeah, like here, I'll show you a template. It's actually kind of complicated. I can get the settings up though. So as far as like the things you typically want to export, it's going to depend on like your goal for it. Let me pop up this over here. It's hard to show some of that without like leaking Google account info and stuff. Yeah. So as far as like a Christmas Google Sheet or anything that's like seasonal, let's say you want to track anything that is like kind of becoming more and more profitable throughout certain seasons of the year. Doesn't have to be super complicated, right? So if I pop this up here, see, it doesn't nothing fancy, right? Just kind of storing a bunch of ASINs that I want to use for Christmas. Maybe storing the source link right next to that kind of thing, so I know where I can source it during that certain time of year. If it's a product you're trying to store every information about it, like when you're actually buying the products, you probably want to store a lot more. So you track the purchase number, so you can track down like your documents and that kind of stuff later on as well. Just kind of depends on what problem you're trying to solve. You're trying to find ungated products. Let's see. Yeah. So like you can ungate almost anything, Adrian. Just if it lets you apply for the brand, you can sell that. If it doesn't let you apply, then you can't, right? Beyond that though, there's also some videos on YouTube that we've both made, just as far as like ungated sourcing. That'll be pretty helpful for you as well. So just check that out there. Sweet. See, it feels like you have a money printer. Yeah, sometimes it feels like that, Malik. Yeah, sometimes it's it's definitely hard work. Sometimes it's like, man, why is this feels like free money right now? But yeah, definitely glad you're getting after taking advantage of everything there. Just started scanning for items 2 days ago. It's hard to find profitable items. Might try to drive an hour to the city. Yeah, depending on where you are, like online arbitrage might make a little bit more sense for you. Just if like the sales are kind of limited near you, but you can probably find at least something to get the ball rolling. But a lot of people who live kind of more rural do tend to do better with online arbitrage, just because you're not kind of trying to hunt for random sales kind of nearby you, right? It's just kind of one of those things to get the ball rolling. You're never going to really build the multi-million-dollar empire or whatever your kind of long-term goals are with retail arbitrage. Although there are people that are doing it. That's just not my personal preference. And people also tell you that you can't do that with online arbitrage as well. So maybe it's subjective. Let's see. You found backpack. Yeah, you can go for that. Yeah, I don't know if do you buy 10 from TJ Maxx? If you're trying to ungate it, that's probably not going to work. just because Amazon tends to want to see like the online invoice for those products, just because it'll have your actual information on it. But if you are just trying to sell it, then yeah, you might as well buy some of those. Yeah, like the supplies video. Yeah, glad it's helpful, David. Any clue when Amazon will let you apply to toys, video games? So a lot of those you can already sell right now. If it's a brand that like is straight up not applying now, not accepting applications, then I wish I had a crystal ball for you. But yeah, just kind of buy and sell anything that you can. Luckily there's like thousands of brands that you can sell. Yeah. Can you tell you more about how to track profits on Boxem? Yeah. So let me see if I can get the screen up over here. But on your like dashboard, you'll be able to see where like how your numbers are looking. So you can see this is my Boxem account dashboard, for example. So you can see like a lot of the basic overall stats about your business. And then we've also got some really cool kind of way more advanced analytics on the way very soon. So those will be cool for you to check out as well. But you can see all the basic stats and everything like that already on Boxem. Sweet. And for those of you guys tuning in on TikTok, let me know what questions you have about selling on Amazon. I've been doing it for about 6 years now. It's my full-time income. So happy to help with anything you guys are running into. Let's see. Can you close other countries without deleting can you close other country stores without deleting your whole account? Yeah, good question, Johnny. So Amazon will automatically opt you into selling in other countries like Mexico and Canada. At least they were for a while. I'm not 1,000% if they're still doing that. And there's higher fees associated with that. So I opted my store out just because it wasn't quite worth it. I was looking at the numbers and it just didn't make a lot of sense. You can do that through the build international listings flow. How do you find consistent storefronts? Yeah, so if you're talking like storefront stalking, look at the storefronts of people who are selling the products that you're having the most success on right now. Like your best products, the stuff you found most recently. Anything that is just like a higher quality listing is going to have higher quality selling, higher quality sellers. Damn, that was a tongue twister for me for some reason. How do you transition from OA and RA to wholesale? Yeah, just start reaching out to any of the brands you're buying from already, or your favorite brands that you are buying a lot OA, especially if it's like a small to mid-sized brand that you think might be able to buy directly from you, or you might be able to buy directly from them. Started this week, made 3 sales so far. Drop shipping. Ooh, don't do drop shipping, Lori. So drop shipping, unless you're doing it very specifically, like if you're buying the item from Walmart and shipping it direct to a customer on Amazon, that's against the rules. That'll actually get you banned on Amazon. If you have like a wholesale supplier that's fulfilling that for you, then you can keep doing that. But if you're doing drop shipping like directly from like a Walmart or one of those, you're gonna get your Amazon account in trouble. Best way to get started? Yeah, Maggie. So the easiest way, so like I buy and sell just like name brand toys, clothes, vitamins, stuff like this, right? And the easiest way to get started, like today, you can go fire up. It's called Seller Amp. It's an app. You scan the barcodes of the backs of products at store. You can see I found this at my local Marshalls for $2. See the price tag right there. And then I bought that. And it's going to sell for like $25 or so on Amazon right now. It's not the most scalable thing in the world to go out to stores every single day and scan products, but that's the best way to start, kind of get that hands-on experience. And then what I do is I buy those big name brand products from websites, kind of sit at home, ship it to prep centers. They ship it to Amazon for me. So it's a little bit more sustainable of a long-term business. So what's the name of the app again? Yeah, so Seller Amp is what you'll use for product sourcing. If you list products on Boxem, would you need to list it on Amazon, or Boxem covers everything? Yeah, so when you're listing products, you just need to use Boxem. You don't have to use Seller Central at all. That kind of defeat the point of making it a lot easier, right? So Boxem is how you like create the shipments, and you can also use like these 2D barcodes. So like this extra barcode that goes on the label, that helps me make sales on Amazon a couple days faster. It kind of helps my check-in times a little bit. Let's see. How do you get price tags off? Yeah, that's the fun of it. Sometimes you can use like a Scotty peeler. Sometimes you can also just label over it with a blank label. Thank God for Boxem. Exactly. Yeah, glad you're liking it. Spell as you're saying Boxem. Yeah, so Boxem. That's the Lori. That's the tool you'll use for like making shipments. I saw you're also talking about drop shipping, so be careful if you're noticing there. How do you deal with returns? Yeah, so anytime a customer returns the item, it'll go back to Amazon FBA. The warehouse worker will say, hey, this item was damaged, or we can't send this to another customer. It goes back to you. Or they're going to say, hey, this item's still in brand new condition, and then it's going to go back in your inventory and they'll sell it to another customer. The stuff that gets sent back to you, a lot of times they just like click the wrong button, or they're just kind of lazy with it and they didn't feel like sending it in properly, kind of putting the right button in. That's pretty often. It's about 40% of the time from my own business, where I'll just send it right back in. You can also clean it back up, or you can send anything that is actually damaged, you can sell it on eBay. And if you ever get returns where they like one time I literally had a return where there was a book and they lit it on fire. Like, I don't understand how that's possible. But you can appeal basically with Amazon. You can get your money back on products like that. If you purchase online, the invoice will work. Yeah, Adrian. Yeah, so you get you'll get that online invoice there. The websites that send the product to Amazon. So you can't generally buy from websites that then ship to Amazon for you. That's where a prep center will come into play, Alejandro. Yeah, and then you'll use the prep center to basically receive all those orders from the website or wholesaler, wherever you're buying stuff from, and then they'll ship to Amazon for you. Your prep center can use your Boxem account for you to make those shipments, so you can still get all the features of using Boxem, like the check-in times, tracking your profit, that kind of stuff. Should you pay for seller ramp? Yeah, so like when you're starting out, you kind of have to see the data. So that's like the starting product sourcing tool. Yeah. So seller ramp and Keepa. Yeah. What do you do against people that say it's open and used when it wasn't? So you can if they're returning it, it's Amazon's marketplace. They're allowed to say whatever they want and they get free returns. That's why so many people shop on Amazon. You got to remember that when you get some frustrating return reasons and stuff. If they send it back and they like damaged it, you can file a claim and get some of your money back though. But yeah, customers are allowed to return products for generally whatever reason, unless it's like groceries or a category that does not accept returns at all for like customer safety. It wouldn't be safe if people were returning groceries and then those groceries were going to a different person, right? Because then somebody's random person's house and goes back to Amazon. It'd be a little bit dangerous. What's a good starting product? Anything that you can buy. If you have a certain like product niche that you personally are interested in, you like doing makeup or something like that, right? You'll know like the cheapest places to buy those brands and what brands are popular. If you don't have anything kind of personally interesting to you, you're just looking for name brand stuff, right? So like this example, got it at my local retail store and it's going to sell for $25 on Amazon. Bought it for $2, right? So that's just like one of the quick examples there. If you and you can jump to your local retail store, or you can look online. And like today, recently, there's been some sales on like Gap or Nautica or J. Crew, brands that new sellers can get auto, or not all of those are auto ungates, but you can get ungated in those brands. And then you just get basically a big list of products you could potentially sell. Dive into the stores of people who are selling those brands, kind of see what they're having success on. It's just like going down the rabbit hole. Like finding the first product, it's going to take a little bit. It might feel a little bit overwhelming. It is hard work. Like stuff that actually works takes hard work. Shocker, right? But it kind of clicks over time though. Yeah. How can you find a wholesale supplier? Yeah, we'll just, if you already sell on Amazon, open up any of the small to mid-sized brands that you're having success on, just reach out directly to them, ask if you can buy wholesale, or if you can't buy directly from them, who they wholesale to. You can probably work with one of their distributors. If you've never sold anything on Amazon before, you'll make some pretty expensive mistakes starting with Amazon wholesale. Not that it's not a good business model. There's a ton of great ways to make money on Amazon. But wholesale is kind of high risk in the early days. Plus, it's wholesale is very front loaded, right? So you make a ton of phone calls, sometimes 20, 50, 100 phone calls until you land like those first account or two that's actually going to be good and you want to work with for a long time. So I like kind of building up that arbitrage revenue first, like just name brand stuff from big websites, and then kind of getting fancy with it later down the line. Yeah, finding a supplier. Yeah. Start with just look at big websites first. If you're trying to find wholesale suppliers, might as well buy some stuff from big websites. You could spend a lot of money there. I spent over $1 million at big major online retailers last year, and that's where a lot of that, basically all the 2.5 million I sold last year was from big retail websites. It's possible to get ungated for food and grocery as a new seller. Yeah, okay, for sure. The ungating process hasn't changed really at all by how long you've been selling. The only thing that will change is the more products you sell on Amazon, the more auto ungates you're going to get. But all the ungating submissions go to the same people. There's no like different departments, that kind of thing. It would be nice if you got a little bit of priority for being on Amazon for a while, but it's good for new sellers. Yeah. Do they buy a bunch then ship it to Amazon, ship for you? So yeah, so the process that I do is I'll go to a big retail website, I'll buy it, I'll ship it to a prep center. The prep center ships to Amazon for me using Boxem. And then once it gets to Amazon FBA, the warehouse starts shipping it out to customers for me. Yeah, and I buy at least $100,000 a month in like name brand inventory from big retail websites. And that's kind of how you're able to really scale things. But yeah, just start with what you have though. Start with what you have. I started with like $1,500. Yeah. What kind of margins are you looking for? So you want to be at like 15 to 20% gross margin at least. Usually going to be around 30 to 50% ROI when you're buying. Obviously, you'd love to buy products that are higher than that if you ever do find. That's kind of the minimum though. And then yeah, just kind of start from there. Because in case you get any returns or just issues with the products, you want to make sure there's plenty of margin baked in. You're uploading the course I uploaded today. It's fire. Yeah, I got you, Malik. Yeah. So if you guys are trying to get started, I uploaded a 4-hour free course on YouTube today. Basically everything you need to know. No reason to go out and there's like the $4,000 or $5,000 courses out there for some reason. Just go the Fields of Profit YouTube channel. Just look up Fields of Profit free course. And I posted a 4-hour long YouTube video for you guys today. So if you want to watch that in one sitting, then you're a beast. But I figure watch the first hour, come back later, that kind of thing. Take some notes. Drop any comments on that video too if you have any questions. I'll be checking on that. Can you start with $2,000? Yeah, that's more than I had. I had $1,500 when I was starting. Do you find that non-partnered LTL gets shipment checked in faster? So LTL's been really slow recently. I've been basically doing everything small parcel, even though like it's more expensive to ship. The lead time is expensive too, right? Every day that you're not selling a product is also expensive, even though the shipping's more expensive. That's kind of how I look at it. LTL's been pretty slow recently though. Not sure why. How many different things do you sell? Is it always the same thing? I sell anything under the sun. I've sold some weird stuff before. I've sold, I sell most of my stores like shoes, vitamins, groceries, clothes, that kind of thing. But I've sold like you name the product, I've probably sold it before. There's been some weird stuff in and out of my house. As long as the data looks good, I'll buy it. Yeah. And then as far as like selling the same things, that's like where the scalability of Amazon comes into play. So you'll be able to just start replenishing or rebuying the same things you've already sourced profitably over time, right? In the early days, everything you buy is a new product, and then you really start to scale once you're just rebuying the same products. And that's just based on, hey, the sale I bought it on online is back or that kind of thing, right? Whatever condition about that item made it good. Those usually will repeat. What apps or software do you use to find items? Yeah, so SellerAmp and Keepa, those are both $20 a month, and that's what you'll use for product sourcing. And then Boxem for the back end of your business, like creating shipments, tracking profit, all that good stuff. Knowing how much you have at Amazon, kind of forecasting for the future, all that good stuff. Let's see. Can you buy from TikTok and get out? I'm actually not sure. I would be a little skeptical if you're sourcing through TikTok, just because you're not 1,000% sure on the legitimacy there. Anytime you buy a product, you need to make sure that Amazon would look at the invoice and be like, yeah, this is a real supplier, right? So if you're buying from Walmart, Walgreens, Target, they've obviously seen those stores before and they know they're not fake. Yeah. Do you use a retail arbitrage app at all? Yeah. So the SellerAmp app, yeah, I use it pretty often. If you want to just kind of get hands-on experience, you can also pay for some grocery trips, right? Just go while you're already at Walmart or whatever, scan the stuff in the clearance aisle with SellerAmp, and you'll probably kind of make a little bit extra money to help pay for the groceries you just threw in the cart too. A little bit of a fun treasure hunt there. Are you selling products on your own website? So you don't have to, yeah, no, I don't pay for marketing either. Yeah, so no, I don't use my own website and I don't pay for marketing. You just list products on Amazon that already sell. And to see what sells, I use SellerAmp, and that shows me the estimated sales, who's already selling that product, shows me where I can source that, and kind of compare back to websites on the internet where I can buy it. How to get the buy box? So the buy box is based on the fastest shipping speed and generally the buy box price being the same as everyone else, right? Or the cheapest buy box price. So let's say the seller getting the add to cart button on Amazon listing today is $20 and they're an FBA seller. If you list for $20 and then you're an FBA seller, you make a shipment, you're also going to get a share of the sales. Let's see. Yeah, how fast can you see a profit? Yeah, so if you're doing FBM, like shipping direct to customers, that is going to kind of speed up the process of making sales. So yeah, most people when they start, they'll start making a profit in the first month, just because there's not a ton of overhead, right? It's like $90 a month in software plus whatever inventory you want to buy. So there's really not too much of a hole to dig yourself out of, right? Yeah, Grizzy. So SellerAmp has more features than that app, and it's twice as yeah, it's half the price as that app. So there's no reason to use that. Just check out SellerAmp, Grizzy. How do you know how much shipping will cost when you're doing OA or RA? So it's about 60 cents a pound to ship to Amazon. You can include that in the back end of your SellerAmp settings, and it'll automatically include that in your sourcing. So that's what I do, so I don't ever like forget to include extra costs and stuff. You always want to make sure like kind of underestimating the profit you're going to make on something so that you're excited, right? You don't want to overestimate the profit and realize, oh, I forgot about shipping and tax and all that kind of stuff. So I tend to include all that. Let's see. Do you need to create a new SKU when using Boxem, even though you already have a SKU with Amazon? So if you already have a SKU made, then no, you don't need to make a new SKU with Boxem. You can also make those listings in Boxem as well. So there's no reason for you to really need to touch Seller Central when you're making shipments and all that kind of stuff. Does your LLC need to be in the state you live? That's like a CPA accountant question, that kind of thing. Yeah, I would talk to your CPA there. Let's see, how many products did you search for before you move on to a new storefront? Yeah, good question, Dylan. I like to look at like the first 10 to 15 products in a storefront. If I'm getting something like close to profitable, I've already found a profitable item, I'm going to dig through a whole lot more of their products. If everything I'm looking at is like not even close to profitable, maybe I'll check out some of their other brands, kind of filter down to those things. Yeah, kind of go on that. But yeah, generally you can tell within like 10 to 15 items. Let's see. No, you can't get sued, Brianna. Yeah. You'll get like it's kind of a rite of passage of being an Amazon seller. As brands will try to like scare you off of listings. You'll also have other Amazon sellers that'll like send you letters that look like they're from the brand. They're just trying to kick off the competition because there's too much money to be made. Yeah, it's kind of a rite of passage. I've used online arbitrage app. So if for sourcing, Bubba, you just use SellerAmp and Keepa. Yeah. So SellerAmp and Keepa is all you need for product sourcing. Can you do a graph video? Not sure what you mean, Jojo. But if you go on YouTube, just look up Keepa tutorial, SellerAmp tutorial, that kind of thing. That'll show you what you're talking about. Yeah, so if you're looking for the free course I posted, it's the most recent video on YouTube. So all of you guys on TikTok and YouTube, if you want a great starting point for kind of literally everything you need to know on my YouTube, I posted a 4-hour-long free course today. Fields of Profit free course. You might need to go directly to my YouTube channel because I posted it today, so it might not show up in search yet. But yeah, it'll be up in the bio on TikTok. You guys on YouTube, you know where to go. Let's see. You want to get ungated, haven't found a profitable item. Would you recommend buying the items even though it's not profitable? Like if you aren't going to make money selling something, then you might as well like not buy it, right? You can always ungate once you find a profitable item in that brand. Unless it's a brand like you want to sell, you can find something break even maybe, but I'm going to get ungated with anything that is already profitable. Can you see my Lamborghini? You've been watching too many Instagram gurus and that kind of thing. I would much rather keep all my money in the S&P, live as simple as possible, and actually retire rather than have the fancy supercar. Yeah, Llama. Yeah, if you guys want a bunch of free game, like I made a free course on YouTube. There's literally over 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel that show you how to do everything. Do you make a new listing? So yeah, so if you don't need to make a new listing to sell on Amazon. You can just sell on listings that already sell. You can see what sells with SellerAmp here in my garage. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Yeah, Chalk, you don't need to use that because any tool that claims to like automatically find products for you over and over again are going to spit the same products out to everyone, right? And I've tried that tool in the past, and it used to be good. It's not good anymore just because, anything that claims to like automatically source is going to miss all the best multi-packs and products with that have like UPCs kind of missing or a little weird, that kind of thing, right? It's going to miss finding all the best listings. How would you start if you had $1,500? Yeah, so that's actually what I started with. And I started just like flipping used books that I had around the house, just kind of seeing what I could buy for $1 or $2 at thrift stores, anything that was super cheap, and then kind of built up my capital that way, right? And you can also, if you have $1,500, go do like some retail arbitrage, right? So you just hit the stores, like this I got for $2 at Marshall's. You can buy stuff like that, and it'll sell for more on Amazon. King of Amazon. Appreciate you, Malik. Yeah, appreciate you, man. If a listing is mostly FBM and a few FBA, would you ship to FBA or keep it FBM? It's up to you, Gregory. Yeah. So if you did FBM on an FBA heavy listing, you'd make a lot more sales because you'd be one of the few FBA sellers. Might be able to hog some more sales that way. But if you're able to make money now instead of making money in 2 weeks when it checks in on Amazon, you might as well make money now, right? So I like taking advantage of FBM listings when you can. It used to be pretty good, Susan. Yeah, it used to be good to sell. How do you do online arbitrage? So, yeah, Chocolate. So you just buy. So you use Keepa and SellerAmp for sourcing. Those are both $20 a month. And then you dive into the storefronts of people who are already selling on Amazon. And you'll see what brands they sell, what categories they sell, and then compare that to websites that have sales going on today, right? And that's going to show you things that are kind of more under the radar versus something that's just like randomly looking through websites. Yeah, if you're kind of wanting to get started, check out the free course I posted on YouTube today. Go to the Fields of Profit YouTube channel. What box and polymailer size is, so that doesn't really matter. Okay, like you'll kind of figure that out on the fly. That's one of those things that might feel like progress. If you are doing any like FBM, you can see the dimensions of the product, and if you're buying a whole bunch of something, you might buy like the perfect size box for that item. If it's FBM, right, you can see right there what the dimensions are. Beyond that, though, like don't overthink that too much. Just get variety pack and be done with it. That's what I do. Let's see. Yeah, let me know what other questions you guys got. How many products do you have? So I, depending on the time of year, anywhere from like 300 to 600 products listed typically. And I kind of go for a lot more base hit approach. So I just try to buy as many products as possible that I can buy 20, 30, 40 of, right? A lot of other people just go crazy on very few products. I kind of like having the risk diversified a little bit like that. But yeah, it depends. Do you think there's enough products to sell waiting to get ungated? Yeah. So if you need like a starting point, look up auto ungated sourcing on YouTube. You'll kind of see me digging through a lot of brands that are auto ungated. I got you, Adrian. Calm down, my man. Calm down, my man. Not the same as what you'll be selling. How do you go about that? Ungating. Not exactly sure what you mean, man. Yeah, like I only sell this. I do not understand the question. Sorry, man. Let's see. How many countries do you sell on? I just sell on Amazon US, Emmanuel. Yeah. How many hours per week do you work? Yeah. So in the early days, I worked a lot, right? Because you're building a business. It's going to take a ton of work to build a business. Anything that works takes time. But it's a business, right? So now I've kind of hired people to find products. I've hired people to buy the products, to ship the products for me. And now I just kind of oversee things, right? So it takes me about 30 minutes a day or so. Probably sounds fake if you've never seen Amazon before, but I use prep centers and virtual assistants to do a lot of the work for me. That's kind of the long-term vision. It takes a lot of work in the early days though. So don't get the wrong idea that it's like passive income or all that kind of stuff. People try to pretend that their business is online. Let's see. Is it risky to sell on a listing where it says buy another seller, but the brand on Amazon is correct? Yeah, Dylan. If it's misbranded, I think is what you're talking about there. It is generally against the rules to do that there. But if you know that the brand is correct, you can hop on it. I know what you're talking about. Sometimes they're misbranded, sometimes they are. If you check SellerAmp and it says the brand is anything but the brand, then don't sell it. Safe to give credit card to a VA. I hire Americans to buy products just because it doesn't take that long to spend a lot of money, and you get less order cancels and you can trust people in the US for that a little bit easier. What tasks do you delegate to the VA? So product sourcing, ungating, IP complaints, account health, literally everything, right? Tracking down orders that go missing, all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, like anything that you're doing, you can probably teach somebody else how to do it. What's better, Amazon or drop shipping? So if you're drop shipping on Amazon, that's against the rules. Yeah, drop shipping is kind of probably good, 15 years ago. Not that you can make money doing everything. I just think there's a little bit more opportunity in Amazon now. I tried. That's actually in college before I got serious about Amazon. I did try drop shipping, and I realized I had made like 60 or like $100 or something like that in 3 months of work. So I was like, I think I'm gonna try something else. And then I started selling on Amazon, and that was 6 years ago, and now I keep been at it since then. Do you sell items that Amazon also sells themselves? If they share the buy box, then yes. You can see that on the seller at buy box statistics. It'll show you who's made the sales over the last 90 days. And then yeah, if Amazon is on it all the time, but they're still sharing sales, then you can kind of hop in on that. A lot of new sellers would be afraid of that, and you'll have like smarter competition to compete with. How do you get reviews? What ad campaigns? So none of those things really matter for what I do, Greg. I don't spend any money on ads because I just buy products that already sell. Yeah, and reviews also don't matter because the products that I just buy and sell name brand stuff from big websites, local retailers, that kind of thing. So name of the software you done? Yeah, so Seller Amp for sourcing, Keepa for sourcing, Boxem, Boxem for creating shipments and analytics and all that kind of stuff. Sweet. You have some products made in China. Nice, Emmanuel. Yeah, private label is good too. Yeah, you're like making your own products. I like selling name brand stuff, but there's a ton of different ways to make money online. So don't let anybody tell you that like whatever you're doing isn't valid or you have to do the way that people think is the best, right? Selling on Amazon FBM, you decide to go on vacation. Yeah, David. So there's actually like a vacation mode on Amazon. It's in your settings, and then you can just toggle off all your FBM listings. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, Amazon like forces you to be at home every day, something like that. Yeah. Now you can go on vacation mode. How do you sell brand name stuff? So you just get ungated to sell big brands, Grant. You basically just need like an invoice from Target, Walgreens, any major retailer, any wholesaler, that kind of thing. Then you submit that to Amazon to show that you don't, you're not selling fake stuff that you bought on Alibaba or you made it in your garage, that kind of thing, right? Yeah. And sweet. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and wrap up here. Check out the free course I made today. It's completely free on YouTube. Just look up Fields of Profit. I made a literal 4-hour long free course. Everything you guys need to know. Kind of the whole A to Z game plan. So no reason not to know what you're doing in 2025 if you want to make some money online. Yeah. So that's the Fields of Profit YouTube channel. And then yeah, make sure you check out a Boxem free trial as well if you want to create shipments easier than ever, track your profit, all that kind of stuff. We got some fun, some super fun detailed analytics on the way for you guys as well. So yeah, excited to keep crushing it in 2025 with you guys. And yeah, you guys have a great rest of your day. See you again very soon.